Stephen A. Smith said he felt like a fool for voting for Kamala Harris for president.
To get in. So Kamala Harris, who didn't resonate during the primaries in 2020, couldn't even get to Iowa, suddenly is the Democratic nominee. And then you roll up at the convention in Chicago, and everybody's like, she's a rock star. So it was like, wait a minute, how that happen? How that happen? I don't know how that happened. So you're looking at all of those things and you're saying, yes, I voted for her. A lot of people voted for her. But in the end, we end up feeling like damn fools because we supported it. We fell for the okie doke, as they say. You know she didn't. If you had a primary, the likelihood is that she would not have been the Democratic nominee. And you can't say that about Trump in this side.
I'll be honest. A lot of people feel like fools when they bet on the wrong horse. As you know, I deal with facts, not feelings. And we have to be honest. Stephen A. makes some really good points here. He is excellent on these political shows. And you can see why he has bigger aspirations than just being the hot take guy on First Take. And that's why he's getting on that Trump boat. See, my friends, we are living in a dictatorship that is disguised as a democracy. Let me repeat. We are living in a dictatorship that is disguised as a democracy. A professor told me at the national champions, Ohio State University, that many years ago, he says, if you just study the history of America, it's really a dictatorship that they have just fooled people into thinking is a democracy. You think you have free will, but you don't really. You think America is this kind of beacon of freedom. But, you know, Russia invades Ukraine, or what's going on in Israel and Palestine. America been doing that for years. Invading countries, taking over territories. We're no different. We're no different than China. We're a dictatorship. We're just better at PR. That's all. There's better public relations. The thing about Trump, which is interesting, is that this dictatorship has been kind of like a secret like thing in government where you don't actually say it aloud. You have to keep up the public relations. Trump is not like that. He's literally telling you you're living in a dictatorship. This is what we're going to do. This is who we're going to get rid of. If you're my enemies, I'm going to take revenge on you. If you're a country I don't like, we'll drop some bombs on you. He's just telling you what you should have already known. You're not free. You're not free. Living in a dictatorship disguised as a democracy. This isn't unusual for Mr. A. I think if you have been watching his career for the last several years, you know he has aspirations beyond just being on ESPN, beyond just being the voice of First Take. He's good friends with Sean Hannity, so he's not unfamiliar with going over to the other side. I think he is a good example, though, of someone who normally hedges their bets that has decided it's okay to go all in on MAGA. A lot of people are still perplexed that someone like Donald Trump could become the president not once, but twice. And I always try to explain it to them like this. There is definitely a vocal part of MAGA. The ones that you see on social media, the ones you see in the media, the ones you see outside. They're very vocal. They try to overthrow the government if they don't like what's happening. They try to kidnap governors. because they don't want to wear a mask. There's a very, very vocal MAGA cult that's out there. And speaking of that, to further illustrate how we are a dictatorship disguised as a democracy, Trump called the people that tried to overthrow the government. He called them hostages. Hostages. You'll see the images on your screen right now. I'm not making these images up. There's video and images. These are facts. Look at these people. These people are criminals. These people are animals. They tried to overthrow the democratic government of the United States of America. And when that guy, the dictator, got into office, he called them political hostages and set them free. Now you tell me how the United States is not a dictatorship. But it's the silent majority. That's who put Donald Trump in office. See, there's a portion of America. When you say make America great again, to them, that means let's go back to the 60s. Let's go back to the 1890s. There's a portion of America that liked the way the power structure was, which was essentially white people held all the power and everybody else was under them. Now, they're not going to say that out loud. They're not going to go to work and tell their black or Mexican coworker this. They're not going to put it on Facebook. They're not going to tick or talk. But when they get in that voting booth, that's when they let their voices be heard. It's all in the acronym, MAGA, Make America Great Again. When Obama was president, it was all about hope. Remember that? Hope for a better America, a more equal America, a happier America, a less divided America. And then Donald Trump came along and said, nah, let's make America great again. And a lot of your neighbors, a lot of your friends, a lot of your co-workers, they believe in that. And that's why Donald Trump has become president not once, but twice. The interesting thing about Trump is that a lot of people look up to him. The reason that they look up to him is because in some people's mind, in their ideal world, this is what they would aspire to be. Someone that is rich, but isn't rich because, he's done anything particular spectacular. But he's rich. He can pretty much do and say whatever he wants. He's above the law. He's arrogant. He's outspoken. Donald Trump is who they aspire to be. This is why a lot of rappers, especially in the past, attached themselves to Trump. A lot of celebrities attached themselves to Trump. This is who they aspire to be. It's not surprising that corporations are bending the knee to Trump because corporations don't care about you. They don't care about diversity. They don't care about not diversity. What they care about is making sure the government stays out of their business. The best way to make sure the government stays out of their business is to do whatever the government wants them to do at that time. So when it was a Democratic run, they was all kumbaya. Target was like, yeah, let's bring in all the African products. We don't want the government on our back. Let's bring in all the shea butter. But the tides have turned. And now it's Trump's turn. So they're like, yes, let's make Target white again. That's not surprising. It isn't surprising that people like Snoop and Nelly, they're rich. They want to make more money. The way to make more money is align yourself with the current government. Trump gives a safe passage to certain people that otherwise would just fade into the existence. Do you think anybody in the world would be paying attention to Sage Steele if there wasn't Donald Trump? Le'Veon Bell? What was it? Was it Lil Flip? Not Lil Flip, one of them rappers with all the thing. Anybody care about them if it wasn't for Trump? He gives them safe passage. If you're a black person or you're in a hip hop, come over to the Trump side. He'll give you safe passage. Soldier Boy, nobody's really, ain't nobody really looking out for that new Soldier Boy. Come over to Donald Trump. Lawrence Taylor, convicted of child rape. Come on over to Donald Trump. We give you safe passage. Stephen A. Smith is trying to play the long game. He has aspirations in politics, in media. He wants to be known more than just the guy that's the hot taker. He sees the way that the tide is going. He wants to be on that boat. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. Why would it? Why would he care what you thought? ESPN is about to give him $20 million a year. So why would he think he's doing anything wrong? See, when I tell you that karma is not real, this is what I mean. Because I like to look at facts, not feelings. So if I'm just looking at the facts, and I'm looking at Stephen A. Smith, he's about to get $25 million a year. He's the face of the biggest sports network in the world. And he's like, I want to go over to MAGA. Nothing's going to happen to him. If anything, it only maybe enhances his career. Are you going to stop watching First Take? Are you going to stop watching his YouTube show? Are you going to stop commenting on his social media spaces? Is ESPN going to stop promoting him? No. So he sees the safe passage. He's going to get on that Trump boat. And a lot of other people are going to get on it too. Because in the end, let's just be honest, people are fake. Their loyalty is to themselves. They don't care about you. They don't care about the price of eggs. These people are rich. They don't care about ICE and getting the kids getting deported. They don't care about any of that. If you're making $20 million a year, you're not paying attention to ICE. You're paying attention to like, hey, you come on our boat. We get you a primetime slot on Fox News. The Stephen A. Smith show on Fox News, 7 p.m. Eastern. Think he cares about ICE? Playing the long game. Everybody's trying to get in where they fit in. When you see all these people and they're beefing with each other and they're making videos about each other, everybody's just trying to get that little cut of the pie. It just depends on which side you on. And a lot of people are going over to the other side. They're going over to the other side because, frankly, at the moment, that's the winning side. If you're watching this, you probably have too much time on your hands, but I do appreciate you. If you can do me a favor, if you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, BSO TV, and our podcast, The Headline King with Robert Littal, and Facts Not Feelings with Robert Littal on all of your podcasting spaces, I would really appreciate that. We're doing daily, weekly videos, insider information, things that you won't be able to get on the website. So please subscribe to these spaces, and therefore you get to see my lovely face on a daily basis.